Hi, Todd Pouliot, Gateway Financial. Again, visit us at mygatewaymoney.com. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up button down below and subscribe. We appreciate you sharing these videos out there and learning more about our industry and how we work with these flow charts and checklists. Today, I've got a great one. Seems a lot of people are starting to look at the market and wondering what's going on. So we have a checklist here that is entitled, "What issues should I consider during a recession or market correction?" This checklist covers many of the issues to consider, and it addresses some strategies particularly useful when valuations of the markets are low, such as a Roth conversion and also gifting strategies, as well as strategies to mitigate the negative impact, such as cash flow becoming tight. What I really do like about this checklist here is it helps us to pivot the conversation away from one of fear of the future to one where we can discuss strategies to take advantage of these low valuations. So as we always do, we're gonna share this screen and show you what we're talking about here in this checklist. And here we go. Again, yes, no answers as we always go through with our flow charts and checklists. But will your cash flow be tight? Consider the following. Re-examine your budget. Obviously, financial planning 101. Typically, we have 6 steps. Step 0 being making sure you have your budget down right. Just go back to the basics. Just like any athlete working on things, make sure you go back to the basics and look at your budget. Make sure you have any shortfalls strategic. And using the most advantage source of cash, and prioritize your obligations and take advantage of those opportunities, minimizing your fees and penalties and any negative impact upon your credit. Also, available credit and credit scores are very impactful. Review or increase your emergency fund. I know when the coronavirus first started hitting, we looked at, hey, maybe we move from a 3-month emergency fund to a 6-month emergency fund as some of the options that we may take as a strategy to help our clients pivot during these tough moments during a recession or an impending recession, unknown. Any disruption in your employment, obviously very big to kind of think about. Were you laid off from work through no fault of your own? You may be eligible for unemployment benefits. Were you planning to retire in the near future? Consider reviewing your options to make sure you're still comfortable with retiring. And again, review your budget. There we go, back to the basics. Make sure that you're spending on those non-essential categories in the first few years of retirement. Especially since we've seen the market climb over the last decade and a half. Is this expected to continue? People always ask me, is the market going to go up or down? I always answer yes. It is going to go up or down. Which way, I don't know. But we want to make sure that we put that into play during retirement. So return of sequences and when those are going to hit during your retirement phase will matter. Any distributions from investment or retirement accounts? Consider how that impacts you in changing your distribution schedule to protect those accounts and your withdrawal strategy percentages. A lot of discussion around the 4% rule. If you'd like to talk more about that, just reach out to us and we can talk about that distribution strategy. Do you have any mortgage or debts? Refinancing might be an option while interest rates are low. Do you want to rebalance investment and retirement accounts? Revisit your target asset allocation and overall investment philosophy. You should be continually looking at that and making sure that your target asset allocation and your investment policy statement are in alignment. Identify any holdings you have retained because of their low basis, and consider reducing your position while valuations are low. Minimize realized gains, long-term and short-term. Make sure you understand the difference between those and how those are taxed differently. And exercise discretion and discipline. Take a long-term view. When the market corrects, be it 10% or 20%, make sure you have those answers prior to that happening. What am I going to do if the market corrects by 10%? If it's 20%, what am I going to do? And how is that going to impact my goals? If my goals are still 10 years away, do I make any changes? Make sure you have those answers before things happen and work with your financial advisor on that and ask those questions prior to that actually happening. Do you typically make contributions to a traditional or Roth IRA? Contribute, consider making that contribution now. Make it now instead of end of year or until the April 15th following for the tax year. Maybe buy now where the shares may be less expensive. Are you a small business owner? You may be eligible for a small business loan or other forms of federal, state, and community relief. And do you have a traditional 401k? Consider converting some of the assets to a Roth IRA, and it might be beneficial while these valuations are low, especially if you're laid off or you have room in your tax bracket to do Roth conversions. Remember, I talk about tax planning. Tax planning is so much more advantageous than your tax return. And when you do your tax return at the end of the year, that's just keeping score. But make sure you work on your game plan or your tax plan prior to the year starting. Constantly be looking at that tax plan at least annually. And do you have any assets with a tax loss? Consider harvesting the loss, which could reduce your tax liability. And one last area here is long-term planning. Do you have any annual gifting strategies to pass assets on to your heirs? Again, up to $16,000 per person, gift tax free. So doing that while valuations are low may actually increase the amount that you're giving because the valuations have gone down. And are you in a position to help family members in need of financial assistance? Intra-family loans could be a good time to be doing those, and that avoids gift tax and it locks in a favorable interest rate to whomever you're borrowing to. And do you need to update your estate plan? Review the impact any change in asset value has upon the ultimate distribution of your estate, including probate and non-probate assets. Also, GRATs, CLATs, IDGTs, and private annuities. Consider implementing wealth transfer techniques during this time. And don't forget, we also have another video, what issues should I consider before I update my estate plan checklist. Love for you to visit that video and take a look at it. Hey, I appreciate you guys again. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe, and we'll keep bringing you these wonderful checklists and workflows. We hope you enjoyed today's video and look forward to seeing you back here sometime shortly. Thanks and have a great day.